As a rule, most pleasant and interesting stories occur in childhood. But along with them and a bunch of moronic and shameful. I personally have quite a few of them. One day my friend and I were playing snowballs. Fuck! But, to be honest, there was little excitement in this. Therefore, two young morons decided to bring an element of adventure into the competition, to switch to more serious targets, namely someone's windows. After each accurate hit, the ninja, sharp as diarrhea, quickly navigated to the shelter and expected a reaction from the window. If there was one, we would run away laughing and look for the next glass victim. And so, we throw out the window again and nothing happens. We throw again. Nothing again. We throw more. Zero reactions. After 15 minutes, having thrown snowballs enough, we have already lost all interest in this activity. And when we calmly began to go home, having lost all vigilance, from behind, out of nowhere, a hefty man crept up to us on pumped invisibility and shouted, "Well, boys?" Grabbed us by the caps. Naturally, with a brisk movement, with the agility of a cat, we both got out of the grip and ran away to a safe distance. But the problem is that our hats remained in the hands of the man. And honestly, I was 200% sure that he would run after us now. But suddenly the following happened. Oh, thanks for the hats, guys. What an absurdity, foolishness, how can this even be? We stood for a minute just in shock, watching this guy leave with our hats. The hopelessness and resentment was such that it was as if our caps had just been squeezed out, but a part of our soul. When the man disappeared behind the house, we decided that it was necessary to run after him in order to somehow regain our hats. Only now the man has already disappeared in one of the entrances. We went into every entrance to track him by wet footprints. But it was all in vain. In winter, wet footprints were in every entrance. Having lost all hope, we had no choice but to go home without hats, get pussy from our parents. However, my friend had another hat at home, so his parents did not notice the loss of the first one. But my hat limit was exhausted, the hat was the only one. So, in this situation, I have two ways: to tell my mom that I fucked up my hat and get a pussy to buy me a new one, or to hide this fact and unnoticeably go to school without a hat every morning, hiding its absence with a hood. Guess which way I chose? That's right. Fortunately, it was already getting warmer and very soon it was possible to walk without a hat at all, and it all happened because in the 90s the child simply had nothing to occupy himself with. There are 2 channels on TV, almost no one has a computer, consoles, and smartphones then were generally only in science fiction movies, and so instead of hanging around the streets and creating all sorts of game, I would rather stick to some cool game. For example, a game from the sponsors of this video, Shadow Legends Raid, will take you into the world of realistic dark fantasies. Collect, equip, train and upgrade your team of heroes to start your exciting journey. Challenge yourself in endless tournaments, fight in the spider's nest, on the Ice Golem Plateau with the almighty Lava Knight and the infamous Dragon. Now you can play Raid on both smartphone and PC. All versions are absolutely free, and the Raid launches patch 1.15a, which opens up new opportunities for tournaments in the arena. Earn points according to your level and win awesome rewards in local and global tournaments. Right now, go to the description under the video, download the Raid only by my links and get 100,000 silver coins, a reserve of energy, 50 rubies, as well as a cool champion executioner. And hurry up, the bonuses will only be valid for the next 30 days. Well, then there is an even more wild story. It happened during the winter holidays. All my friends left for their grandmothers, which is why I was loitering around the yard in proud solitude. And so, you won't believe it, but the only interesting place in the area was the market. Yes, the market. Welcome to my childhood. I just wandered around it, looking at oranges, tangerines, and other bakery products. Naturally, this activity cannot be called fascinating in any way. Therefore, a great idea came to my young microcosm, to steal an apple from the counter. I approached it like a bank robbery. All the preparatory work was carried out, crowd monitoring, monitoring of sellers, reconnaissance and, finally, a detailed escape plan. Everything was calculated to the smallest detail. It's time to act.
And the share of thieves, as well as human, do not forget at all.
Intoxicated by the success of a successful robbery and reaping the fruits of a gangster life. And I decided that it was so easy that it was worth relapsing. This time, the target of a skilled criminal was a bigger prey, an orange. This time I decided to complicate the task and steal a citrus on the run. When I grabbed an orange and turned towards the exit, the unthinkable happened.
And the share of thieves, as well as human, do not forget.
Fortunately, I could barely stand on my feet and move to the exit, but the invisible hand of justice quickly overtook me already at the exit of the market. She was a huge saleswoman, although at that time all people seemed huge to me. But this woman seemed like a giant.
So, what do you say? Where do you live, asshole? I'll take you to your parents now.
But, apparently, remembering that her counter was left unattended, she took the orange and said,
Okay, get out, so I don't see you here anymore.
And she gave me such a juicy arson.
And the share of thieves, as well as human, do not forget, we are all people.
So, guys, don't do bullshit, otherwise, at least, you will be left without a hat or get a bruise on your ass. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Telegram, Instagram and VK page. In all these social networks, the content is unique and does not repeat itself. Well, that's it, don't get sick and see you again.